You are an aspiring YouTuber. You need a great way to capture really good audio to keep your audience engaged in your content, but you don't know what recorder to use. So today we're going to review 3 options that you can use to record audio for your next YouTube video. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. We really appreciate you joining us today. Today we're going to talk about something that is actually really near and dear to my heart because we're going to be talking about audio and audio quality. Yes, the number one thing that everybody says online if you are starting a YouTube channel or if you're continuing a YouTube channel is you must have good audio. Now, I have been a victim of bad audio on this channel. I've been a victim of pretty decent audio. Right now, the audio in this video, I believe, is actually pretty good. And you might be wondering, well, how do you record audio in your videos? I will show you exactly how I record the audio in this video that you're watching right now. So if you like the audio that you're hearing, perhaps this is an option that you want to consider. But recently things have changed a little bit for me and I need to explore different audio options. And that's where these 3 options come in, because I wasn't sure which one was the best. So I just bought all 3 and we're gonna try them out. So the first thing we need to do is an unboxing of each of these 3 options, and I'll tell you what the features are of these items as we go through, and then we're gonna review them. We're gonna plug them in, we're gonna try them out, and you guys get to actually hear the audio from these devices so you can decide, is this the solution for me? I don't know, because I haven't tried them yet either. So we're gonna explore this together. So the first thing that we're gonna look at is this right here. Now this is pretty simple. It is a USB-C connector to a TRRS headphone jack. Now what that allows us to do is to take something just like this. This is a lavalier microphone with a TRRS. Now TRRS it means it's got 4 pins. So the top one would be T, tip, R, and S. You don't need to know a lot, except that there are ones that are like this, which are TRS. Now TRS has just 3 posts on it. That's what the difference is between TRRS and TRS. Now the reason why I have this particular one is because this is a headphone adapter for phones that do not have headphones. So enter my Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Now this phone did away with the headphone jack, so I have nothing to plug this into. So I can use a device such as this, which plugs into your phone and then gives you that audio input. You can also plug headphones into this and listen to music with wired headphones, but I have the ability then to plug this in here, and now this is set up as a audio recording device. I could take this anywhere I want. I can put this on myself and I can put this in my pocket and I can record all the audio I want. This is one option that we're gonna consider. I'm gonna put this right over here like this. This is gonna come in handy in a minute. We're not gonna use that yet. Now let's look at what's in the boxes. So I don't know which one is which. This one is a digital voice recorder and we're gonna open it up and figure out what the heck is in here. So let's pop the box off. Right off the bat, I'm getting packaging falling off. So we've got a little card in here, transparency, voice recorder, scan with the Amazon shopping app to learn more, so you can scan that. And it's got some pictures of some pandas with a couple different models that you can buy. Again, we don't even know what this is yet. Then in here, we've got the device. Now this is, let me pull it out of the bag here. That would be this guy. Now this is, I'm gonna call it an Amazon special because you can get it on Amazon. It is called Model V52, but you're never gonna search for it as Model V52. If you decide this is the one for you, I will put a link in the description so you can buy this exact one, just in case you were curious if it was the one for you. This retails on Amazon for about 69 Canadian dollars, so it's probably $40, $50 American. Some of its features are one touch record save. It has long-lasting 64 gigabyte internal storage with a 560 milliamp hour battery. It has powerful and professional password and multifunction. You can lock the device so that you don't accidentally delete your recordings. It records at up to 1,536 kbps with intelligent noise reduction. It has voice activated recorder, so if you're using it for like dictation or something, you can turn it on. And what that will do is it takes out the silence in the recording. So we'll talk more about that when we're talking about what to look for in a digital audio recorder, because if you're looking for it for the reason I was, a YouTube video, you actually don't want that. But I'll explain why a little bit later. It has a built-in stereo microphone. So there's a microphone here and a microphone here, so it'll record right and left in stereo. It also has a headphone jack to live preview what is being recorded. It also functions as a line in. More on that shortly when we get to the audio testing. Now, what do you get in the box? Obviously, you get this. You get all of the cards and stuff that we saw there. You also get this little pop-out thing here. It has a line adapter for it. It also has a charger cord, which is a micro USB. If you've seen me review products before, you know what my thoughts are on micro USB devices. I'm gonna talk about that later. We'll get to this. And it has a little lanyard thing so that you can clip it and hang it on your wrist so it doesn't get broken. Some pretty standard accessories. We're not gonna use these accessories for this test, so I'm gonna throw those back in here just so we don't lose them. Now, if we just kind of feel how this feels, I will say it feels very solid in your hand. It's got anodized aluminum feeling case. It's not a plastic feeling case, even though the front and back are possibly plastic, but the sides are certainly aluminum. There's a lot of weight to it. It's got a lot of heft to it. It's got 4 buttons on the front as well as the 2 on the top. You can turn it on. I think I can turn it on. There we go. It's got a backlit display and you can easily read it. It's got a sound meter on there, a battery level. It's a very simple recorder. To record, you'd simply turn this on. Now, we're gonna do the audio recording test all at the same time so that you can kind of hear one and then the next and then the next. Otherwise, it's too hard to compare these because really that's what you're here for. The features are great, but if the audio sucks, you don't want it. Okay, so now that the features have been covered on this, I'm going to put it right back over here and then we'll get what's in the next box. Now, next up is this. Now this is, I don't know if you recognize that logo. I've never seen it before. The brand is called Maikelu. It's spelled M-A-I-K-E-L-U. Maikelu. I don't know. Basically, it's a generic Chinese brand that is also available on Amazon. Now, let's do a quick unboxing of what's in here. So first of all, we get this fancy user manual. This manual is actually, it's got much bigger text. It's easier to read than the user manual that comes with this other guy. It has all of these accessories. So we've got a USB-C charger cord. And again, we'll talk about charger cords in a minute a little bit better. It has these sweet headphones, which now I'm gonna date myself a little bit. If you ever bought a Nintendo Game Boy, yes, the original DMG Game Boy, the gray one, they actually came with headphones exactly the same as this. These are like the cheapest of cheapest headphones. In the early 90s, these would have been super duper headphones. But now, at the end of 2023, these headphones are very cheap and it's nice that they include them, but they're not that great. We've also got, this is like a little case belt clip with strap, so it's a little bit better than what that other guy came with. And these guys. Now this is actually fun because what have we got? We've got a USB-C to USB-A female adapter. This is a 3.0 protocol based on the fact that it's blue. I don't know if it meets that spec. I think it's just a pass through, but it would pass through the 3.0. And that is handy if you want to plug in like this to your phone and then plug the device, which we haven't uncovered yet, into the other end, and you can actually transfer files from this directly onto your Android phone that has a USB-C port, or it comes with this micro USB adapter, which we can throw on here, I think. Let me try it, figure out how to do this, like that. And then we can connect it to your older Android phone. It does not support Apple because Apple sucks. I'm just kidding. If you like Apple and you're watching this, don't hate me yet. Don't dislike this video. I don't like Apple at all, but maybe it doesn't suck. That might be a little bit harsh. Now, the only thing left to uncover in this box is the actual device itself. So let's pull this out. And they've double wrapped it. you want to protect something, you wrap it twice. And this is what the device looks like. Now, if my editor has done a good job up to this point, he's already been showing you B-roll of this device, so you've seen what it looks like, but now you can see it in my hands. And let's kind of review some of the features of this device. So this device features high quality, dual recording, noise reduction sound. When they say dual recording, they mean stereo. So this one, just like the other one, has a right and a left microphone input. So if you were holding it in between someone and someone was like over on this side talking, this would record me with a left bias, this would record them with a right bias. So you can actually adjust volume levels in post-production to ramp up someone's volume and turn someone else's down, just in case you want to create a better, more clear dialogue experience. This has a large capacity battery with 700 milliamp hours of battery life. It also features 32 gigabytes of storage. So this guy over here was double the storage than this guy. But 32 gigabytes will give you roughly 2,217 hours of audio recording. That's a lot of audio. So 32 gigs might be enough for you. Again, we can talk about capacity after we kind of break down the reviews on these two devices. This one features super multifunction, and that's because it also works as an MP3 player. You can load up all of your favorite MP3s from the 2000s, play them through the headphone port here with the sweet late 80s headphones that came with your package, or you could probably get some Beats headphones and plug those in. They'd probably work. They might sound a little bit better. Now this one also supports external microphone, external line in, and OTG function. Now you're gonna ask yourself, what does OTG mean? And that's what we talked about where we said we could plug this into here and into my cell phone and then transfer the files to my cell phone. That's what OTG means in this case. This other one does not claim to support OTG, but it might. It just doesn't say so. It also features different crowd and scene recording options. So you can tell it you're outside, you can tell it you're in a studio, you can tell it you're at the lake or wherever, and it will do some sound magic to try and make it sound a little bit better or to muffle kind of background noises and that sort of thing. And they have a service guarantee. If you don't like it, tell them about it and they'll tell you to suck rocks, because I've never seen a good service guarantee. Now personally, I bought this from Amazon. If I don't like it, I will send it back and Amazon will give me my money back. So I'm not too worried about a service guarantee. In my case, this is either gonna work or it's gonna not work. And we're gonna find out how good it works. So the next thing we need to do is set up our audio recording test. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do that right now. So I'm gonna plug this guy back in here like this, and I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna put this on here. And then we got this guy right here, and I'm going to turn this guy on like that till it turns on. So that's on, it's saying welcome. I'm going to turn this guy on the same way till it says welcome. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say some stuff. I'm going to record with all three of these, and then I'm going to play back the video with this audio, and then with this audio, and then with this audio. And you can hear me say the exact same words with one, and with one. And you can decide which one sounds the best. Stick around because we're gonna talk about some features, we're gonna talk about some impressions and some thoughts and whatever. But you're gonna wanna hear all of this. So let me see. Right now we are doing an audio test of the 3 microphone options right here. You are hearing the microphone that is recording on the table in front of me. It is recording from each of these 3 devices. I'm cycling through the sound of each one so that you can hear the audio differences in each one of these devices. This is at about 2.5 feet away from my mouth. It has the active noise canceling enabled, and the regular features are all in standard mode. There has been no audio filters applied to any of these audios, and we have not adjusted the audio levels for this playback. Now I'm recording the audio right close to my mouth so that you can hear what happens if you start talking louder or if you happen to be speaking closer to the microphone. A good recorder should pick up the peaks and bring them down so that there's no clipping or audio distortion. How does my voice sound with it this close to the microphone at this volume? Now I'm talking at a quieter level with the audio a little bit farther away from me. How does it sound now? Is it clear? Is it clipping still? Does it sound a little bit too soft? What do you think? Now, what did you think of the audio? We played through it, we cycled through it, we've played you sections from each. how did you feel the audio did on each one? Now, before we get any further into this device here actually supports a lavalier or an external microphone input. So I want to see what that sounds like. Now, to keep things fair, I'm going to use the same microphone as before, but I need to use this adapter, and this adapter takes it from a TRRS input to a TRS. That's because this requires the 3-prong to use the microphone. So I'm going to plug it in like this to the microphone jack. Now, unfortunately, this guy doesn't seem to support external microphone. I thought it did. I played in the settings. I couldn't get it to support external microphone. It does support external line in, but that is all. So it will record your audio, but it is very, very low volume and muted, and it is not fair to try and include that in this test. So for this test, actually for fun, I do have a microphone that uses the TRS. So we'll use that because then we can get a comparison of the USB-C versus this. So we're gonna set up for the same test. I'm only gonna do it up close because normally I've got this lavalier mic clipped up here. So normally it's gonna be right here. So I'm gonna just hold it here and do that audio test. Now this is the test of the external microphone functionality on the Micaloo voice recorder. So I'm talking at a little bit loud and enthusiastic level, but it is a level that I normally talk on when I'm recording with my regular recording method. Now this is the test of the external microphone functionality on the USB-C audio recorder. So I'm talking at a little bit loud and enthusiastic level, but it is a level that I normally talk on when I'm recording with my regular recording method. So how does it sound when you hear the sound from this one right now first at a loud level? Is there any clipping? Is there any noise peaking? Is there any distortion? Is it clear? Is it not clear? What do you think? And then when you compare that to the USB-C port, is this one loud? Is it clear? Is there any clipping or distorting or anything like that? What do you feel is the sound difference between these two devices? Now you've heard all three of these options. Tell me what you think. I'm gonna tell you what I think, okay? In my testing and in my reviewing, what I found was these were okay using the internal microphone option. And if you're willing to hold it in your hand like this or to hold it like this, it would probably record just fine for you. Now, I am worried about sound quality, and that's why I have a lavalier mic on here. So right off the bat, this one for me, the most expensive option of them all, is no good. It is not gonna do what I want it to. And actually, when these arrived, I wasn't sure which one was the expensive one. I actually thought this one was the more expensive one, but this one is like $30 US, probably a little bit less actually, and it feels higher quality, it's better built, and it actually supports the microphone line in. So this one for me is right out of the question. It is not gonna suit what you're looking for if you're looking for a YouTube audio recording option. Now when we compare these two options, here's what I found. This one, the USB-C port, sounds like it's underwater. And the reason for that is there's a little chip inside of here. This is a sound chip that actually takes the signal in here, it amplifies it, it boosts it, it does whatever it does to it, and then it spits it out to the phone. I tried this with multiple different softwares. I tried it with a few different microphones. In fact, the microphone you're hearing right now, I used this microphone for the testing that I was doing with this device, and I found it was just muted and gross. It didn't sound good, and even when I boosted the audio up, it sounded like I was underwater. It just sounds like crap. And unfortunately, I recorded a few videos with this before I realized it, and those videos are gonna come out and you're gonna be like, holy crap, your sound sucks. I agree, and that's why I'm not gonna recommend this option. Now there are other USB-C audio adapters that you can buy, and you can take your chances that the one you get has a better sound chip in it. But generally speaking, the low-grade Amazon ones that are $20 or less are all gonna use the same chip. They're all gonna sound just as bad. You could possibly go to a more expensive one and it might work better, but it's gonna be a roll of the dice. This particular one, I will put a link in the description for one like this. is not the one that I'm gonna use. Now let's talk about this guy. So the audio when you're recording with the microphone in, it doesn't sound bad, but it's not great. It doesn't seem to do the sound level adjustment well at all. I played with the settings to see if it's maybe just a bad setting. I played with the scene modes, I played with everything, and it just didn't sound right, especially compared to, again, the audio that you're hearing right now from this. And that's probably got you wondering, well, what is your current audio recording setup? I told you I'd show you, I'm gonna show you, but not yet. When we switch to the external microphone recording, it's just as bad. It has sound level peaking, where it's like capping out, it's distorted, it doesn't sound great. Now, you heard it, you heard that option. Tell me what you think. Did you hear the same things I heard? And would you pick this device? If you would, I will put a link in the description and you can try that device out. Now, let me show you what I've been recording this whole video with. Obviously you can see the lavalier mic, so let me show you my recording device. This is my audio recording device. It's a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. It's one of the last cell phones that included a headphone jack that has a microphone line in. And I'm able to plug this microphone, it's just running down my shirt, into the phone, and it records crystal clear. At least in my opinion, crystal clear. Now, I used the exact same audio recording app on this phone to record the audio with the USB-C port. So it's not that the software sucks. It's not that the software doesn't know how to handle highs and lows. I've talked high, I've talked low, and this just automatically adjusts and corrects. It keeps all of the audio quality really, really well. And I don't want to give this up. It's been rock steady. It's worked perfectly for me for the last couple of years. But here's the reason why I'm looking to upgrade. And that's because I have switched to a new phone. I don't want to carry my old phone around simply as an audio recorder. That's why I was looking at one of these, because it's smaller, it's easier to carry around. But I really hoped that this USB-C port would work, because it's just one little thing that I carry around and then it works with my phone. But the audio quality is just so bad, I can't justify using that device. So currently, you're about to be really mad at me. And that is that I personally don't actually recommend any of these right now. Well, besides this, I'm gonna put this back in my pocket because I do recommend that. You see, none of these solutions sounded good to me. I just didn't like them. And they're not that cheap. I mean, they're pretty cheap, but you need good sound in your video. So for me, the hunt still continues. My recommendation is, if you do not have an audio method right now, check if your phone has a microphone in or a headphone jack. And if it does, this is the microphone for you. It'll cost you about 20 bucks. You will get audio exactly like what I'm using right now, and it'll work perfectly for you. You won't have any problems. I'll put a link in the description for that. For anyone else, if you are like me and your new phone does not have a headphone jack and you need to find an audio capture solution, I have in a future video another round of devices that I'm going to explore. They are different from this. They're not voice recorders. It's a totally different solution. I'm hoping one of those will work because that's what I'm hoping works. If you want an audio recorder, I will put a link in the description down below for the audio recorders that I would recommend. Unfortunately, anything under $100, I will not recommend. These ones were varying prices, 30 bucks versus 50 bucks. Even the ones that are into $80 are still very similar to this. I think they all have the same chipsets inside. So you're gonna get similar results no matter which one you buy. If you find a different one on Amazon, you're gonna be like, well, this one's different, maybe it's good. It probably won't be. Like, just straight up, it won't. These have the ability to do auto voice record, where it hears a voice and it records. That's to cut out the silence and the gaps so that it makes it easier for dictation and stuff like that. As a YouTuber, you do not want something that cuts out the blank spots. And the reason for that is, when it's time to edit the video and you sync your audio with the video, if all the blank spots have been cut out, your video will get out of sync with your audio and you'll just spend the entire time editing trying to sync up audio through your video. I record in WAV format I know that the timing is perfect and it syncs up with my video perfectly. Now I know this has been a long-winded video to say don't buy anything that you see here, but I do have videos coming out very shortly that will show you exactly what you should buy. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.